And it is Sunday, July 31st. How did that happen? It's just a beautiful, perfectly wonderful day. And I hope you're doing well. Today I have a lot. I have a lot. I'll still keep it down to 30 minutes, but today I want to share with you a lot. My Belted Galloway cows arrived yesterday. Today, later on, I'm going to get a bunch more sheep. It's been a whirlwind of a week. Last weekend, I went down and did a service at Unity Church in Albany, and it was a serious homecoming, and the theme was home. And I used the passage, the story of the prodigal son, and it felt pretty right on, pretty tight. It was, yeah, it was pretty good. I want to share that with you. But first, I want to introduce you to my cows, and let's check in on some of the pigs and the ducks. So, thinking about a lot of deep stuff. A lot of stuff comes up when you begin to grow your own food, when you begin to attempt to live in a different way than you maybe have been living. So that's what it's all about. It's about change. It's about transformation. It's about healing. It's about coming home to yourself, coming home to the things that actually matter. And so without further ado, let's jump into it. Here's the update, and then I have my message, and then stick around for my song, I Want to Go Home, and then maybe we have some cute pigs at the very end. That's the idea anyway. So may today unfold for you perfectly, and may you feel at home wherever you are. Let's get going. Here we go. Boom. All right, kids. Come out and play. Lay me an egg. Just got a call from Brian. They got both of the cows in the trailer. So we're going to get 2 cows today. So this is it. This is a big moment for me. And happy birthday, Dad. You're a farmer again. Hi, girls. Yes. Hello. Hello. How you doing? Welcome to Healing Pastures Farm. Hello. Hello. How are you? There you go. Come on out, girls. Come on out. Yeah. Come on out, they're so big. Oh my God.
That's it.
There you go. That was so easy. All right, Mom and Dad have driven away, and here we are at Healing Pastures Sleepaway Camp. Bella and Tinkerbell, I forget which one is which. But yeah. Yeah, that's good stuff. Look at that, right up there. You don't even have to bend over. How you doing? Hi. Oh, you're so close. You came so close to that fence. Careful. Careful. Yeah. Careful. Careful. Oh! Yeah, watch out for the fence. Oh, good cows. That's it. That's what we want. We want to witness them knowing the fence is live and that they have to stay away from it. Are you girls ready for some breakfast? Huh? Yeah? Seems like your food's kind of low if you can climb that deep into it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, how are you guys doing? How you doing? Yeah? Okay, I gotta go turn your fence off. I'll bring you some food right now. Just in case I have a Sunday message in me, I'm turning the camera on. I haven't thought about what I'm going to talk about Sunday. I kind of want to talk about what happened last Sunday. And we'll see if this goes where I want it to go. but I used as scripture the prodigal son. And I asked Roger, is there a Bible around here? I was at Unity Church and he found me one. It was not the best translation in the world, but it was okay. It reminded us of the story. The son basically said, hey, I want my stuff. I'm out of here, Dad. Give me my share of the inheritance now. And he went off and he basically squandered it in sloppy living. He did all the naughty things that young people do when they get freedom, get away from under their parents' thumb. And eventually he ran out of money and he ended up basically taking care of pigs. He ended up taking care of pigs and they were eating better than he was. They were getting pretty good nutrition. He was not. And finally he was like, you know what? I'll just go back to my dad and I'll just be one of his servants. I'll just work. I'll just work for him because going back home is way better than this, even though it's gonna hurt, even though I'm gonna have to show up to the fact that I blew it, you know? And even when he was a long distance away, his father saw him and came and he ran and called to all his servants, you know, hey, get this guy a robe, get him some good clothes, kill the fatted calf. It's time to celebrate because my son is back. And then the older brother, he was pissed off by this because he'd been there the whole time. He'd been the diligent one. He'd been a hard worker. He'd been there supporting his dad. And this younger brother just shows up and he gets a party after all he's done, right? And if you think about this story, we are all of these characters, right? We are all of these characters. We have resentments. Life hasn't been fair to us. We didn't get the breaks that we deserved. We worked hard. We put our head down. We did all the right things. We followed the rules. And look at this guy, right? This guy seems to have it all. He's got all the stuff I want. And I'm not getting any, and it stinks. And then the other guy, the young kid, he's like, all of us, we're so lost sometimes. We think we know what we're doing and we don't. We think we have it so bad, but we don't. And we end up just going, you know, all these things that I thought would make me happy don't make me happy. I lost something that was a treasure, that was wonderful. And I want it back. I lost something that was wonderful. It was a treasure. And I want it back. And I'll take any version of it, you know? It didn't work. And I'm here to just say I'm sorry and I screwed up, right? We all need to say that to somebody at some point, and maybe it's to ourselves. All my life, I've wanted three things. I've wanted to get my music out into the world where it could do somebody some good. All my life, I've wanted to serve the source of that music with the music and with this thing that I do when I turn on the camera and I don't know what I'm about to say, and yet something comes out that is clear, at least for me, that helps me when I watch it back. I'm like, oh, that's really helpful. I gotta remember that, right? Something comes through me musically or theologically and I have to serve it. And the other thing is the land. As a little kid, I used to read all about Native American culture and Native American history, Native American tribes, Native American customs, and the sun is just shining right through this little spot. And the land was sacred to the Native Americans, and they lived here for generation upon generation without destroying the source of their abundance. They lived sustainably. And we need a land-based spirituality that is sacred, that ties in. For me, as a growing up Christian, I have to tie it in with my background. I think Jesus had the right idea on every level. What has bothered me for years is what was done to his message. But we're human. We mess around with stuff. The message I get from this man Jesus is that God is love. The kingdom is within. And woman, your faith has healed you. Man, your faith has healed you. And what is faith? Faith is the power of our mind to send out into the void that which we long for, with the idea that we are already receiving it. Faith is the idea that good things not only will happen, but they are happening right now, despite all appearances otherwise. So the young man headed home. He headed home, and his father met him on the road. And he went out and greeted him with kisses and caused there to be a celebration. And the older son had to get the idea that he is always there. He was always loved. He was never lost. He was never dead. But the younger brother was. In the context of Jesus' story, he was dealing with people from the street who were sinners, who he wasn't supposed to hang out with, and the good church people, the good temple people, the Pharisees and the Levites and the priests and the Pharisees and the Levites and all those other guys with the funny names. And they were upset. Jesus was healing people on the Sabbath. How dare he? You don't do that. At the time, it was law. The legal law that God laid down was the thing. And Jesus was like, no, it's love. God is love in your heart. And of course I'm going to heal somebody on the Sabbath. That's God's work, right? Ministers work on the Sabbath. I work all the time, but it doesn't feel like work when I'm in flow. And so much is happening. So much is unfolding. And at the same time, an old vision of being a steward of the land and protecting land from development is there. I went back to my hometown last weekend, and I went to the neighborhood that used to be woods, fields, forests, streams, and it's all McMansions. Place where I saw a magical deer, a 10-point buck with an Appaloosa-like marking on its rump. A place where some very large black cat would walk with me. Things happened there that were magical, and I swore an oath to that land that I would make enough money so I could buy it and save it from the developers, and I failed. I failed. And I'm working on this because now all the things that I had to have in place, all the things that I had to learn, how to overcome shyness, how to actually listen to people, how to deal with conflict And I'm still not good at it, but I'm way better. How to speak your truth to another person who you care about with love. How to deal with being triggered by someone you love, and how to deal with triggering someone you love, even though you didn't intend to hurt them or say the wrong thing. The time of walking on eggshells is over. We need to return to each other. We need to return to each other. We've gone through a pandemic. We've had trauma. We have dealt with one of the most intensely historic challenges to the democracy in which we live. I'm pretty confident we're going to come out on the other side stronger. Why does it work out better than we could possibly imagine? But we need to come home to our local community and celebrate a spirituality that is not rigid, to celebrate a spirituality that honors the spirit of this man who lived 2,000 years ago, who some believe is God. I don't think he ever claimed to be God or the Son of God. I think language has been twisted and people have projected in a tradition of turning wise men into gods was used. But if you believe with all your heart that this man was God, I think you're still right. Because I think you are God as well. I think everything that is alive, that has awareness, is God. Somehow, this massively undefinable, unfathomable force that is responsible for us existing. Why would it create something that it didn't love? Why would it create something that it didn't like? So if we believe and have faith in a God that loves us, that wants us to be whole and healed, why wouldn't God want us to be happy? Why wouldn't God want us to come together, to come home to each other, and to recognize that we're all from the freaking planet Zoltar? We've been sent here from headquarters to find each other and to help each other through this befuddlingly, magically mysterious experience called life. Living these spirits in these bodies. This body, it's my spaceship. It's starting to feel like this old VW van. It's starting to feel like this old house. It's falling down behind me. Where is it? There it is. Right there. And they're beautiful in the way they're decaying, the way nature is taking them back. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. And when I come here, I come to sacred space. This land is sacred. I've said it before, I'll say it again. And as a disciple of this man who lived 2,000 years ago, who said some amazing stuff, who spoke truth to power, and suffer the consequences. But what if it's all a coming home? He didn't seem to be afraid of death, because maybe he knew death was a returning home, just like the prodigal son heading home. And the story also illustrates that the Father, this force that created us, loves us. What is crawling on my... Oh. It was a mosquito, but it had a shadow like this. And I'm like, is there a monster? I got chills. This force that we call the universe, that we call all that is, that we call the Ancient of Days, that we call God, that we call Yahweh, that we call 1,000 other names, welcomes us home, wants us to know that we are precious in His sight. You are precious in God's sight. Can you take it in? Can you take in how wonderful you are? As fragile, as hurting, as sometimes obnoxious, sometimes silly, sometimes sad, sometimes lonely, sometimes whiny, sometimes playing the victim, as we all are. The creative force of the universe loves us, loves me, and loves you. Let it in. Welcome home. I love you. And so does everything that exists. You are loved. Breathe it in. Receive it. Receive it. I love you. Why does it work out better than we can possibly imagine? Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. Peace, love, grooviness. Amen.
I wanna go home where the faces are friendly and I don't feel like an enemy behind the lines. I wanna go home where songs are still sung by kids allowed to play outside in the sun. I wanna go home. 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 Yes, I wanna go home. I wanna go home where helium balloons still escape from the hands of small children at firemen's parades. I wanna go home where you can watch them fly up into the sky and finally out of sight. I wanna go home. 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 Yes, I wanna go home. I wanna go home where the porch swing still squeaks and fireflies blink on muggy summer nights. I wanna go home where it's not against the law to think and you're free to wander at the speed of light. I wanna go home. 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 Yes, I wanna go home. I wanna go home. Where they don't tell you who you're supposed to be. Where they don't sell you a version of you that everyone else is supposed to see. I wanna go home where your spirits are lifted and everyone's gifted with creativity. I wanna go home. And if we all insisted that it really existed, maybe it would come to be. I wanna wanna go home. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. Yes, I wanna go home. 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 Yes, I wanna go home. I wanna go home.
All right, well, the cows are set up. The sheep are next to them. They can get to know each other, and then either tomorrow or the next day, I'll open up this whole section, and then we're gonna get the following section ready. And whew, that was quite the adventure. Quite the adventure, couple-day adventure to get the animals into their trailer. And we had some help of some neighbors somebody who really knows cattle, and she managed to get them in the trailer. Because a lot of us newbies, there's a lot we don't know. And my neighbor Elliot across the road has forgotten more about cattle than I will ever know in my lifetime. And we need each other. We need to build community, and this is one way to do it. This is a food church. Growing the kind of food that I want to eat is a sacred act for me. And I want to share it with other people for whom it is the same. If you're interested in that, you can be of any religious faith. I am unabashedly and unapologetically attempting to be a Christian. And that's what I grew up with, and it's a beautiful tradition when it hasn't been corrupted by people who want to kill people in the name of someone who came preaching that God is love. And if you're willing to explore what it means to have a God that is love, that has so beautifully created all these creatures that we have co-evolved with, and yeah, they're checking each other out. Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging with me this whole time. If you like this content, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Please share it with someone you care about, who you like talking about deep stuff with. And leave a comment below. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know if you have questions. Let me know if you need prayers. And we will send out into the ether, into the universe, the idea that you are loved, that we are all loved. God doesn't make junk. I mean, look at this. This is all God. Everything you see is God. It's just, we are part of something that's so huge that we can't even hold it in our little heads. So enjoy it, love it, experience it. And I will see you next time. Peace, love, grooviness in your direction. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back or at your face, whichever you prefer. May you experience the joy, the love, the passion of being alive in the best possible way. And why does it work out better than you could possibly imagine? And remember to send out prayers to those who need them, to those who are hurt, who are wounded, who are lonely, who could use your support, your love, your encouragement. Tell your kids you're proud of them. Tell your parents you love them, and that maybe they were right about one or two things. Peace, love, and grooviness. Amen. Boom. Good morning, boys. That's my boys today. Fall is coming, people. It's July 31st. Apples are starting to form. I just take a bite out of one and go to another one. They'll finish them all up. But boys are getting bigger.